video, I'm going to be discussing how you can plan affordable trips while you're abroad. And before I even get started talking about any of it, I just want to stress that it is study abroad and your focus should be on studying. It should be of the utmost importance and your number one priority. But with that being said, your weekends are still going to be free and you might even get a break or something while you're there. And it's a great opportunity to travel and see even more of your host country or even see another country. When you travel, how much you travel is really going to depend on your class schedule. Um, so if you don't have Monday classes or you don't have Friday classes, then you're going to be a little bit more lucky. You might be able to do an extended weekend, but if not, it's still fine. For me, I had an early morning Friday class, and then I had like some late afternoon Monday classes, so I could leave Friday afternoon and then come back Monday morning in time to get to class. Um, you also want to consider any excursions or anything like that your program may have planned for you, just to make sure that there aren't any overlaps. So outside of that, you might also be able to arrive a week or two early. Some of the people that I studied with did this. You have to talk to your program because most likely your student accommodation isn't going to be ready yet. So you're going to need to figure out like your own accommodations. But this is a great time to travel, and then you'll be able to get acclimated to your host country right before school starts, even before the program starts, and you'll be adjusted to the time zone. So I thought that was really cool. Additionally, you might be able to extend your stay. Um, I was able to extend my stay about a month because my program ended like December 11th, but the semester wasn't over until like January 11th. And so my housing was paid for like up until the end of the semester, and I was able to take that month or so and just travel around Europe and see a lot of things. With that being said, I would just say to make sure you try to organize that as early as possible or as early as you know. I literally found out like 1 week before my program ended, and I had to scramble to get everything together. But if you can do that, like if you can extend your stay, like especially where you've already finished school and you're like all your classes are already over, you can just travel. It is an amazing opportunity. Now, when planning trips, some of my favorite tools are Google Flights, and then Omeo and Trainline. The last two, I'm not sure if they work everywhere, but I was able to use them throughout the UK and throughout most of Europe. So I'm going to show you that. First is Google Flights, and I'm going to show you just as if I was booking something when I was studying abroad. So what I would do is, so I'm coming from London. Well, I would have been coming from London, and then I would look on here, and I used to always book trips last minute because generally like flights throughout Europe are really cheap, but you might have to book a little bit more in advance. But let's just say like I got out of class Friday, and then I was going to be coming back on Monday. So it may be a little bit difficult just because there's like the pandemic going on and a lot of flight things, but this is just so that I can try to show you. So I'm not gonna put anything in I'm not gonna put anything in this box, that way it'll show me everything. So yes, so I was traveling throughout Europe. So these prices are, I mean, they're a little high, but they're also kind of ideal. So this slider bar right here, you can say I'm not spending more than $50 on a flight. It's not happening. So then I would see like, okay, I can go to Hungary, I can go to Krakow, some of these places, and then you can like, even though these are the ones that are under your budget, okay, Bucharest is $66, so that's not too far off. So let's say I clicked on Budapest, then I could go to view flights because I have a class in the morning, so let's say I'm not gonna be available. Like I wouldn't be able to get to the airport until like maybe like 1. Okay, so this one is $60, but it works with my time frame. So then I could buy this one. Also, sometimes click this drop down because it might be hiding flights. Oh no. Sorry, my computer's lagging. See, like sometimes when you click that oops, come back. Sometimes when you click that drop down, you'll see like even more flights that were like hidden, and like see $42 is cheaper than the previous 52 that they showed me, and this still works in my time. If I didn't want to leave that late, then I could do this one or check out some of these. Just work with your time. So let's say this was fine. So then for the return, okay, I have to be back by like 1. So this low key works really good. And that's all you do for anywhere. And as you move around, like different things will show up. But you might also have to like increase your budget. Like see when I increase that, then these things showed up here. Yeah, so you just move it around. Now, what you're also going to want to do, STA travel and then student universe. These are like they give you like sometimes they'll give you like student discounts and you get discounted prices on like flights. So I would just, if you find a ticket, say the ticket's $42 from like round trip London to Budapest, then also check it on these two websites just to make sure you can't find anything cheaper. And also when you're buying your flight, um, like to your destination, like from the US to wherever you're going, I will also use these websites because you will probably get a better price. But you can use Google Flights for that as well. Let's say I was coming from Houston and I was leaving, like it works everywhere. Let's say that you were leaving like August 6th and then you were going to return like December 17th. Oh, I didn't even put in where you're going. I don't know where you're going, but over here somewhere. Let's say, yeah. Oh, with the price thing, sorry. So, like you can see the stuff here. It's also pretty far out, which is why the numbers are a bit high. And then again, the pandemic. But say, it's what is it? It's May now, so you have some time, right? So say you want to like you this is when you want it to be. There's a way on here to have it like send you updates about um where is it? Oh, track prices. So you can use this and it will send you updates anytime the price changes. But also check out whatever flight that you need to get to and from your destination on these two websites. And then additionally, if you are looking to take the train or the bus, these two websites are what you would use. They just show you, yeah, they show you. So let's just say I'm going from London to Amsterdam. And I don't think it's going to show me the bus again because of the pandemic, sadly, but you'll at least be able to see how it works. So let's just say, what did I put, 26? I'm just putting random dates. And Omeo and Trainline are the same thing. I just also cross-reference these because sometimes one might give me a cheaper price than the other. So see, to take the bus, it will be $28 round trip. Take the train, super expensive. And then if I came on here, oh, I already have one up. So let me just try it just to see if the prices are any different. Oh, and see, Omeo also shows you flights. So, see, now this one is telling me $82 for the buses because they use like different companies. And then the trains still expensive. But I think there's a way to like sort it by the cheapest. Oh yeah, but it's still expensive. And then it also shows you flights. So these are great tools to compare. And then my last tool is Hostels. What is it? My last tool is Hostel World, which is where you use to like if you want to find a hostel somewhere. I'm just gonna click Amsterdam since that's what I've been doing.
these dates might be a little hard. Okay, so 27 euros for like a dorm, which is like you're gonna be in there like maybe like 8 other people, but you have like a bunk, and the bunk's usually private. But what I would just recommend for like it'll tell you like the prices of all the different types of like dorms. But what I would recommend for if you're going to be staying in hostels is in order to find a good hostel, you want to look at these ratings on Hostel World and then also look at how many people are rating it. So if you have a 9.0 but only two people have reviewed it, I wouldn't stay there. But this looks legit. Or even like an 8.5 looks legit, looks legit. But if they have very few reviews, I like 80 reviews, it looks great, but me myself, I would be a little weary of it, and I would probably just skip it for something better rated. Like this, I personally would just be like, I'm okay.
Okay. So once you've found, the perfect flight or the perfect bus trip or the perfect train trip, don't buy it yet. Make sure that you then look for somewhere to stay wherever you're going. So the cheapest option is for me, like in Europe at least, was hostels, and then Airbnbs were like if a hostel was like $16 a night, then the Airbnb might have been like 28. So hotels are also an option, but usually they're more expensive. I wouldn't really stay in a hotel unless maybe you're in like more of a remote area or it's somewhere that is just more affordable in the US dollar, because then the hotels will be cheaper. And you'll know, like you'll see when you look at everything how much everything costs. And then you'll be able to decide from there what's within your budget. And even when you find the hotel, don't book anything yet. Have a tab with your flight, have a tab with where you're staying, and then you want to look and see transportation. So, how are you getting from where you live at to the airport in the country that you're already in? And then once you get to your destination, how are you getting from that airport to your Airbnb or your hostel or your hotel? Okay? You want to make sure that you have that in order. You don't want to be stuck anywhere or like unable to get anywhere. So plan for that as well. I mean, most times all the times I was able to use public transportation, and hopefully you'll be able to do that. Or maybe like taxi cab is a more affordable option where you are. I'm not sure, but just plan for those things as well. Also, when you're picking your destinations, make sure that you're researching what there is to do there. You don't want to go somewhere really remote and there's not much that you're interested in to do. Everybody has different interests, so remote might be exactly what you're looking for, and you just want to take in the scenery and the nature, and that's cool. Just make sure you find stuff that you will be interested in doing while you're there. That you want to be wary of is any language barriers. Um, if where you're going, English is not the official language or they don't speak English very well, you need to be prepared for how you are going to maneuver in a country with the language barrier. So a lot of times I will say that at least on like ticket machines, there was an option to like select your language, so you could at least buy tickets in like that language. I've also bought like tickets or like stuff from like the grocery store when the little kiosk was in a totally different language. A lot of times the buttons are in the same exact places. So accept or like okay or good is gonna be like on the right and it's gonna have color, while like decline is gonna be like white or like the empty color and it's gonna be on the left. And like you can kind of see that, but it really just depends on where you're going. I'm just speaking from my experience in Europe. So you just want to research that stuff as well. Google is your best friend. Most things that you thought of or concerns that you might have are on the internet, and don't like it's the internet, like it's really just between you and Google, so don't be afraid. Like even if you have concerns about like being black somewhere, like like anytime I go anywhere I Google like like black people in Albania. It's just a precaution that I like to take, and there are people, surprisingly enough, like there are people that have went there and then they blogged about it or they just wrote about it. So anything that you can really think of to ask, go ahead and look that up first. You want to do your research, make sure that you are fully prepared. You don't want to get somewhere and it's unsafe or it's just an unpleasant experience. All I have for you, so thank you for watching and good luck.